Hello friends, today I'm making a video of my house. It's been 7 months since we moved to Riyadh, and I always wanted to make a video and show you the living standard here, the houses, the flat and the cost associated to the house. I wanted to make this early on, but it's never too late because we have learned a lot of experiences since we moved here, how to choose property, how to select area, the overall experience of the property and the cost associated to it. So today I want to give you that perspective as well, because I think so we had enough of experience looking for houses now, living in one of it for almost 7 months, and the feel of different type of houses, apartments, bungalows, villas, there's different type of properties here, which is a lot confusing when you're first moving into the country. Very quiet street, as you can see. This is all residential. There's a houses here, and I'm just going to show you the other side as well. So there's the houses in front of us. This is the main road which connects into one of the biggest road here, which is this way. This way, it's down like a little hill. So that's the main road. Then you can go up to the north, to the center, to the south, and also this is the street. It's very nice. There's green plants as well on this side as well, on that side as well. We have one masjid, really big masjid on this side, another one on this side, all 5 minutes walk. It's beautiful. So these houses you can see there, they looks like this. These schools villas, and the villa is ground floor, first floor, and then second floor. And some of them comes with garage as well. Like you can see, this is the garage. So this is the main door, and then you have this little hallway to walk into, and then you have the garage. So the garage is only for one car. As you can see, it's covered from the top, and also it's very dirty because the tenant used to live in the second floor, moved out, so it hasn't been cleaned. Riyadh can be very dusty. So yeah, when you come through this door on the left side, if you have a car, you bring your car in, park your car, and off you go into this main door. Now this main door has stairs, which is also for the first floor and the second floor. So I'm just going to go into here, a little bit dark. Remove my glasses, don't want to step onto the stairs. So yeah, now this is first floor. As you walk, there is no lift. Sorry if there is any echo, because it's quite tight space here. So you can see the stairs here. I just came, and then the stairs is going up to the first floor. So the first floor has one door here, and then the second door on this side, which is a full one apartment. And then you go up the apartment, and again you have one door and another door. And then also we have this separation as well. You can actually drag it, close it for extra facility. My house has a little bit of space, top space. You can sit down outside. At the moment the weather is very hot. There is some cloud actually in the sky today, but it's still hot. So yeah, there's a shoe place here. As you can see, we put all our shoes here. Sunglasses, shoes. It's a bit messy right now. And as I said, you can actually close this for extra insulation, because there's a noise problem. If you are walking down or talking here, the neighbors downstairs can hear you. So this is an extra little help which you can use. So I'm just going to leave this open. Once you enter the house, this is supposed to be 1-bedroom flat, but we use it as a 2-bedroom. This place we use as a sitting room. We have 2 settees in here, small one. We have a window on this side, air condition here, and a TV and a table. There's another window on this side for light as well. The window has this cover, which is really good to close it in winter or in summer. and open it back up, because you know these flats are not great insulated, so it has this insulation issues. You might see there's a carpet here, and under the carpet we have this extra foam layer as well. This wasn't installed before we installed it. The reason for that is that when we are walking on this floor, the wooden floor, the neighbors below us were complaining that we are creating a lot of noise. And then we installed in areas where we are walking, more traffic areas like the hallway, side of the bed, in front of the cities, the sofas. So when the kids play here, it a little bit give this extra insulation. But still, these properties are not built for multiple family maybe, or is not fully insulated. There is some issues on the noise. They still complain, but now we don't have the neighbors here. So when we go from this room, this is supposed to be basically a dining room or maybe a landing area when you come in. We have on the right side a bathroom. It's a good sized bathroom with a mirror on and shower and toilet on this side. So as you can see, it's clean and tidy, good size. And from the bathroom you have on this is the door actually as well. You can close it in case you have a guest. The guest can sit here, and then you can close this door, and then this is your family privacy. And there's an intercom as well here. You can actually see if someone ring bell from the downstairs, you can open it. And this is our main bedroom here. Again, you can see the carpet just to control the noise in case you walking here, and then one big bed, and then a couple of cupboards, and then like a dressing table there as well. Then we have another bathroom on this side. Now this bathroom has a bath in there which actually moves around, is not fully stable or fixed, because then you can clean around, and then the pipe goes down into the ground, and there you have a toilet, you have a sink and a mirror, and then you have another cupboard on this side for towels. So this is a very basic bathroom. Okay, so this is the last bedroom, which before it was a sitting room. This one was a sitting room, but we made it a bedroom. That's why I said it's one bedroom flat, not two bedroom, because we don't have a dining area. We use the dining area as the front area, the cities, and then the bedroom, the bathroom, another bathroom, and then this bedroom. So this for the kids. We have a cupboard here, 2 single beds, air conditioned, window, and then we have the workstation here. So when I'm working from home, I use this space. When my kids are here, they study or play games, they use the same as well. Now, on this side, we have another extra space. I'm trying to... So these doors are usually getting stuck in summer because they're expensive. It's very hot. So there is so much dust and rubbish in here. As you can see, I don't want to go out now, but there's a little bit of space here. If you want, and then it's covered as well on the top with some kind of fiberglass and some frame. So you can make this as a sitting area as well if you want, but we never used it. As you can see, there's a lot of rubbish in here, which we need to clean at some point. So that's this area. And then the most important thing is a kitchen. We have a very small kitchen here. It's just a very basic kitchen with a cooker, some cupboards, air condition, small fridge, and water dispenser on this side. And there's a washing machine and a dishwasher as well. So this is the overall property that we are living in since we moved to Riyadh about 7 months ago. Now you have seen the house, the bedrooms, the kitchen, the bathrooms, and the sitting area here. So let me give you a perspective here that, let's say, if I wanted to move now, I think if I move now to Riyadh, I would live in a service apartments. The service apartments, actually, you pay monthly rent, and in the monthly rent, it varies, you know, by the size. And there are websites you can find those service apartments, or maybe if you know someone, they can guide you how to find service apartments One of the app I know, Aqar, and also some of the Airbnb also offer service apartments. The reason why I would recommend this, that let's say you want to choose the right house for your family, which is close to your work, close to your school, and also you know what type of neighbors you have and the neighborhood you have, the access. In that regard, I would live in a service apartment. I think their rent starts from, for 2 bedrooms, around 2,000 to 3,000 a month, goes up to 4,000 to 5,000. They comes furnished, even they comes with a service as well, like someone would come and clean your house, take the rubbish out. But if you want to then come and rent a house after that, then obviously you have a lot of knowledge of the area where you want to go. After that, then you can go and look for a property. So there's apartments, there's villas. In the villas, if you buy the whole villa, it's more expensive. But if you're renting, let's say, part of the villa like we do, it depends on the area. But I've seen better quality than my house here. It's half of the price available in some areas, and the areas are decent as well. So it depends on your choice. You know, if you want to live a luxury life, you can find house for 230k with all the amenity, let's say the swimming pool, the gym, and you know, you have various different other amenities as well that you and your family can enjoy. But if you, let's say, want to save, like my drive is, I want to save as much as I can and spend less possible on rent, because we can accommodate, we can live in a house as long as all the facility and the boxes are ticked. Yes, I think so. 30 to 40k, 50k, 60k, that's the range I would personally target if I come back now or want to start now from zero. This house we pay between 70 and 80k, 2 payments a year in installment. And we have 1 bedroom. This house, this apartment is 1 bedroom, because the area I'm sitting is not a sitting area. This should be a dining area. Then you have a kitchen. Then you have 1 room, and the second one is your sitting room. We've converted the sitting room to a kids' room. And the second thing is that if you live on a second floor and you don't have elevator in the property, then if you bring in any stuff up, it's really hard, because the weather and also, you know, the distance you cover is not easy. You might think it's easy, but when you're practically doing it, it's not easy. So yeah, I would go for even first floor if I'm renting it again, and also in the range of 50 and 60k. Depends on your choice, but I think within 50, 60k you can find a decent house. And I would go either closer to work or your kids' school. Those 2 things are also important, because the traffic is crazy here. If anything takes an hour and plus hour for driving kids to the school in the morning or to the work, it's really hard to balance it out. What else? Yeah, so as you know, we have about 5 air conditioning in the house. This air condition runs almost every time. And the electric cost, or the energy cost for this flat, is 600 plus in summer and maybe 150 in winter. Because we moved in here in winter, in December, January, and now we saw the winter and the summer both. So from 150 to 600 a month is your electric cost. Water is about 20, 30 Riyal a month, and we clean ourselves the property. There is no extra cost for cleaning or anything, or maintenance. Another thing you need to keep in mind, that this property, when we've got it, it had this furniture already in there, and that's probably why this property was expensive. I would strongly suggest to go for non-furnished if you can, because if you think about this furniture we have in this property, it doesn't cost more than 15,000, including the cooking, the washing, the dishwasher, and the rest of it. Maximum 15, so minimum 15, maximum let's say 25. You can get good quality furniture in the property and furnish it the way you want your property. So if you subtract this from the overall cost, you still are responsible for this furniture. If you breaks anything, you have to replace it for the landlord. And if it's your own, you can take it away with you, or if it breaks, you can throw it away and buy a new one. So it's a lot better to have non-furnished property than a furnished property. I will make another video to show you the living cost, the different places we go to when we're buying groceries, like a daily use stuff. What else? I think that's it. So we can show you that as well. Transportation cost, we have our own car which we leased. I can give you another short video on that, as well as how we leased it, what type of cars are available. Similar like houses, car situation is the same. You can have a car for 100k, you can have a car for 1 million, so it depends on your test. But I think there are a lot of variety in the car in the market right now, new, used. In the new, there's so many different companies, especially Chinese cars are very famous nowadays, based on their comfort, technology and the rest. Usually petrols are cheap here, so the biggest engines you have, the stronger car you have, because air conditioning is the main thing everywhere. And also there's plenty of things to enjoy in Riyadh, like different shopping malls, different kids activities. There's every day something new. So that's it. If you guys have any more questions or any other comments, please let me know in the video comments area. I will try to answer and respond to. If you need any help, any support, if you're coming new to the country, new in the area, happy to meet as well. But if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It will help me to reach my goal, which is 1,000 subscribers. So please help me, if you're watching this video, to subscribe to this channel, so I can make more quality contents, give more time to this channel to develop it, and provide you more insight from the city. I hope everything is good with you guys and you're enjoying your life. Good luck with whatever you do next. And from my side, signing off.